righty. Oh, see Daisy. All righty.
Oh, see Daisy. That's like you. How we feeling, fam? How we feeling? How we doing? Talk it up.
What is happening, party people? How are you guys doing? How's your day? How you living? How you feeling? How you darn? How you darn? I see some people talking about Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet in the chat. You guys, if you know, you know. Someone said Ken Charbonnet over Zach Walker, and I just couldn't agree more. Give me Ken Charbonnet.
Ken Charbonnet.
We dropped a video last night giving you guys updated rankings. And, yeah, go have a look at it. Check it out. Thanks for joining us today. Shout out to everyone who's watching. We see in the chat. What's up, WG? He says, what's up? Dope says, hope I get in. Need practice for my startup.
Oh, that's awesome.
Style says, Lakers up 3-1. Yep, Lonnie Walker was incredible. I was going to say
big old Lonnie. LeBum James.
What's up, Harmon? What's up, Hanif? What's up, Jamar? I saw someone said they did a Dynastyland trade, Dynastyland inspired trade, where they sent Pacheco for Dotson, and I love it.
That's huge.
I wonder if that's from my recent trade video, which you guys blew up, which was awesome to see. Thanks for the love over there. At 9.6 thousand views, which is awesome. Hopefully that was inspiring to some of you guys. What's up, Chris? We see you in the chat. But yeah, let's. What's up, Donald? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. So,
how are we feeling, y'all?
If people want to join today's mock draft, Badake, because we are doing a Dynasty startup mock draft. If they want to join, like, how is it possible?
How can they do that? They definitely can. If you guys want to be part of any of our mock drafts, all you have to do is join our Discord. Link in the description, and link is going to be in the chat here. Go to Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, then go to content releases. That's exactly where you can find each and every link to our live streams, our videos, and our mock draft. So once again, link in the description, join our Discord, go to Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, then go to content releases. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link to this mock draft. And as I'm saying that, let me join the mock draft. You know what? I'm gonna take the one. I'm gonna do the thing where I go all the way down and see how the ADP has
I'll
changed.
go 12.
All right, here we go, and then we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah.
All right. I'll send this link out once again. Fantasyland tab, content releases. Send the link. Oh, that was a Facebook link. You don't want that one.
Yeah, the Facebook link is so weird. But Aki's about to send that link out in our Discord, and while he's doing that, do us a massive favor. If you have yet to do so, please drop a like on the stream. Just an easy way to show some love, show some support. Excited to get into this. It's always good to see where people value certain players in Dynasty, and we are officially full. But if we hit our like goal, which is 150, we will pop off a second mock draft for you guys. If you want to see that, go ahead and smash that like button. And just before we start, we wanted to let you guys know that over on our redraft channel, we have our first redraft mock draft of the year. That will be your Thursday night. So not tomorrow night, because tomorrow night we have a real rookie draft on this channel.
Yeah.
But the night after that, your Thursday night, we will be doing our first real redraft mock draft of the year. So I'm spamming that link in the chat. Go ahead, set a reminder, subscribe to that channel if you haven't done so. Drop a like on the video. We want to kind of start this redraft channel off the right way. So join us on Thursday night over there on that channel, and even if just subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't forget.
Yeah, even if you're not part of redraft or you don't play redraft as much, come hang. You know, it's always good banter, good chats, with everyone.
Yeah.
But no pressure. No pressure.
No, there's a lot of pressure. You should be feeling the pressure right now.
Feel the pressure.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be doing best ball drafts. This is a redraft mock, so this won't be a best ball one today or on Thursday night, but that will be a redraft. We'll be doing best ball. We'll be talking about sleepers and late round steals and rankings. We just recorded our first rankings video for this channel today, and it was really difficult to wrap our head around redraft after being in Dynasty all offseason.
Very difficult, yeah.
But this is a 2023 Dynasty Superflex mock draft. It is PPR. It is not tight end premium. Let's go ahead and start this thing off. Badaki's at the 101. So we see Allen and Mahomes off the board.
Allen and Mahomes. Let's see
Says
where
I made it in. Yes, you did.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to everyone that's joined with us here.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know, what do you guys have Dynasty? I know someone said you have a Dynasty startup this weekend. Anyone else doing another Dynasty startup? One of you guys startups?
Yeah.
My next video I think might be on some late round sleepers here for Dynasty startup, because I was assuming, you know, the first couple weeks after the NFL draft, people were doing their rookie mocks or rookie drafts, excuse me, and then the people that are probably in Dynasty startups have a couple a little bit later on. So when I mean a couple, I mean like a Dynasty startup. So I'm doing a slow one right now. Got one on right now. Okay, so people are doing it right now. So the video needs to come out yesterday, essentially.
Allen Mahomes sounds like a firm. Yes, it does. Okay, so we've got Lawrence off the board, Fields off the board, Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, and yeah, what do we do here at the edge? A lot of options. Let me double check my rankings here. Get my dynasty rankings up. Yeah, so many different moves I could make here, I think. But I think what we'll try and do is go double quarterback, which would be Deshaun and Kyler. Oh shit, no, that was supposed to be Kyler Murray. My bad. I know that there's a lot of rookie hype. I mean, go Bryce Young over Kyler if you want. Go CJ or A-Rich over Kyler Murray if you want, right? But I'm still going to lean on Kyler here. Proven fantasy star. I'll take that at this point.
Respect. There was Bryce Young in there. How you doing, Kyle? How we feeling?
What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Kyle?
Hanif says it's Hanif. It's Hanif, I'm sure, right? Hanif, not Hanif. Okay, Hanif, not Hanif.
Okay.
Good to know, Chris. I'm glad you got a deal done. Minimum $100 to join a mock draft, imagine. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Garrett Wilson off the board at the 2-3. CeeDee Lamb off the board. Breece Hall off the board.
Okay.
AJ Brown off the board. Stop it. Anthony Richardson.
All right. So we see Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Breece Hall, AJ Brown, Anthony Richardson off the board. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown. So somehow these guys at the end of the board are getting, you know, wow. I mean, let's see what happens. Would anyone move the 206 for Pacheco straight up? Dak is asking. I'm assuming that's like that's a super flex rookie draft. And if that's the case, I think thinking about the 206, it depends on who's available on the board. Okay, so Waddle goes at the 211, and now Badake, you're up on the clock. Just barely missed out on some of those quarterbacks. I'm sure you were hoping that Dak or CJ would fall, but could you imagine starting a draft with Jalen Hurts and CJ Stroud, or Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott?
Wow.
Or even Lamar Jackson and Anthony Richardson.
Wow thoughts. All right, I'm just looking at my rankings here.
Just checking out my rankings, Bob.
Looking at my rankings, Bob. Where's MP at? According to my rankings, it's Chris Olave. And next player is technically T.
Okay.
But I can't give up JT, though. They're back to back. T and then JT.
Yeah.
I'll go JT since I got a wide receiver. Let's see how we run.
Mm-hmm. Tua goes at the 3-2. I like it from T. Gray. A little bit bold, a little bit aggressive there. Tua's not fallen to the 4-11, but the 3-2 is a little rich. And we are pro Tua here. I'm not saying it's a wrong pick, but
No, it's definitely not the wrong pick. It's definitely it feels more comfortable going with him, in the middle of the third, I would
Or
say.
like
At
late
least
third,
for
early
me.
fourth.
Yeah, middle of the third feels really comfortable. Um be a 3-2 at the same time, Tigre is thinking, on the quarterback's not to come back to me that I like, right? So maybe he needs to get a quarterback now, and maybe
Yeah.
Tua was the last guy there.
Jasmine, I can't speak for Badaki, but I was saying more into the third is ideal. You're not at that place in the board. And I don't think we said overrated. I think we prefaced it by saying we literally like Tua. We like Tua. We do like Tua. We've been pro Tua. We were one of the only people who were telling you to buy Tua last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think again it just feels better when these other elite assets aren't on the board. When your McCaffreys are gone, your Gibbs, your Higgins, your JSNs, your all these wide receivers that are available, it just feels better. And I can't speak for Badaki, but to me, the earliest I'm drafting to was probably like the 3-12-4-1 turn. So that would be an entire round almost for me.
Yeah. She was talking about, I think that she was talking about Chris and somebody else. But I mean, for me, Tua feels comfortable. If I can get him, like for example, team
okay.
7, I would have been happy to take Tua there, the 3-7 and onwards.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Obviously, some people, some people don't like Tua. Some people, not saying you, but some people, are scared of the injury. Some people are concerned of the long-term commitment. I think he will get this contract extension. I think, I always say this: he needs to learn how to fall. And if he wasn't injured that whole season, he would have been a top 6, top 8 quarterback finish, right? And I think the whole conversation of where he would have finished would have been different. He probably would have been going maybe in the middle of the second round if he played the full season without any concussions or concerns of health. But obviously that obviously didn't happen. So
yeah, I mean, you and I have been very pro Tua. So I'm not saying, again, like I wasn't saying the 3-2's too early. It just feels a little rich. And
sure.
it's a hard pick to make because you're not going to get a quarterback that you like any better at the 4-11. So it's just a difficult one. And McD says that he would have taken Stroud. If he hadn't taken Stroud, he would have taken Tua at the 3-3. So
yeah, and there you go. So I think it just really depends on how people view Tua, and I think that's the biggest thing. People are either fading Tua or believe Tua is worth the end of the second, early third kind of pick. So
I love it. Because thank you for the sub. Arube money. Tua just went 401 in Dynasty Startup. Yeah, that feels a little bit better, Raw. But you know what? When did we talk about Tua in a video? I think I brought him as a buy low. I can't remember, but we're both very pro.
Yeah, I think we both bought him at some point in time. I feel like, but yeah, we did bring him by low. Sal says if Tua concussion never happened, are we ranking him above any of the rookie quarterbacks? I think
he's certainly in the conversation.
I don't think we would have. I would say for me, I think the conversation would have been had. I think we would have had to mull that over, and that's obviously easier said than done, or easier said now that we know where these landing spots are with these quarterbacks. But I think there would have been a point in time if Tua played every single game, we would be like, well, I'm definitely taking him over. The community probably would have said, I'm definitely taking him over CJ, over Anthony Richardson, because you feel more comfortable about Tua and a full season under his belt with the team. So you're on the clock, by the way. I don't know if you know that. 11:10.
I've got a queue going.
Okay, awesome.
And I'm just trying to think about my next pick here. So Devonta Smith is the pick at the 312. I was hoping London would fall there. And this is another tough spot to be because I'm probably going to reach on a receiver, but I don't want any running back on the board. I don't really need a quarterback. I guess I could go another quarterback, but it doesn't feel good from a team construction point of view. I don't love going tight ends too early. Although I definitely would have taken Kyle Pitts if he was there. This is the weird range, dude, because like you could take Diggs. You could take Kupp. You could take Adams. And if you're
But then
wanting to get production right here, right now, that's the right move.
9, 8, 7 on my clock.
But again, I don't think, because someone was commenting on one of our videos and they were like, there's no way you can take those wide receivers over Diggs, Cup, Adams. Like,
huge love for the sub there, Punisher.
it just depends on your construction. It depends on what you're trying to do with your team. If you're not planning on trying to compete right here, right now, there's not really a point to have those guys who are almost in their 30s. It's a tough position to be in. It's not all just straightforward. Who's going to score more points this year in Dynasty?
Yeah. And it all depends on team construction and how you really want to go about that. And, at points, you see Stephon Diggs there. But then you look at Stephon Diggs, and then you probably see Cooper Kupp, like you said, Devontae Adams, and then you probably see Christian Watson. And he's like, "Oh, is this a bit too early for Christian?" Or you probably see somebody else, and you'd be like, "Oh, is this a bit too early?" And you're not necessarily sure, and it's definitely difficult. And I think that's when you're creating your rankings. These are the guys that are most difficult to rank.
Yeah.
Right. Oh shit, Jared Goff. Okay. Well, 4-4.
Holy.
I was hoping to get him here at the end of the 4th.
Okay.
Look, and I've said this before. We will probably see him as this high, right? I mean, what's this? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's the QB 18 off the board. He is my QB. I mean, he's my QB at the moment.
Oh my gosh, Cousins just went at the 4-6.
Okay. Oh, what? Okay. Well, I mean, people are probably getting their quarterbacks, maybe knowing that it probably won't happen. But look, Jared Goff, I think there's an argument. Kirk Cousins, I would say, is a completely different argument. But what I've been saying about Jared Goff is that I do believe he will get to this point where people will take him in the middle of the 4th. I think this is where he could potentially be going next year, kind of like where we see Daniel Jones, right? We didn't project him to have this good of a season. And now he's going in the 4th round. We feel really comfortable about that. I think Goff, this is where he will be next year. Should you take him here now? Maybe not, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm not gonna drill the person and say I think it's something I would do. Probably not right now, but like, is there an argument for it? I think there is. I really think there is.
Sure. For Goff, right?
Yes, for Goff.
Okay, for Goff, I'm not gonna argue for and against it. I mean, it's probably a round too early for me. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Would Goff be there at the 5-9? The way that you reacted, he probably wouldn't have been.
No, I was gonna take him. I was 100% taking him at the turn here, without a doubt.
So if Goff signs a contract extension, it's easier to swallow. With Kirk Cousins, I just feel like they've been putting off the inevitable for like 2 or 3 years now. These little 1-year contract extensions. I just cannot be taking Kirk Cousins over some of the other options available on the board there. I think the earliest I would consider Kirk would be like round 7 or 8. Just personally, he'll be fine this year. He's 34, so it's not like he's in his late 30s or anything, but they keep structuring his contract in a way where they have flexibility. So yeah, I can't get behind that. It's not something I would do. Doesn't mean it's the wrong pick. But if you're going to take Kirk Cousins at the 4-6, I would love to know, let's look at this later. Who was available in the 7th and 8th round? Because I think that's really the conversation, because you might not have needed to take a quarterback like Kirk Cousins that early. You're on the clock here.
I am on the clock. I'm on the clock here, and where am I going? Where am I going here? Wow. Okay. Why is he up here?
Is it bad that sometimes I'm looking at the chat and I see Jasmine, I just know that she's arguing with someone? So I'm just gonna let her do her thing.
You just gotta let her do her thing for sure. Sometimes that happens.
She's always starting something. What's up, Shaid? I would go Burks over Ridley. I love Ridley though. Love Ridley this year. One of my biggest buys all last year was Calvin Ridley. Oh, see, Watson at the 4.12 feels just so much better than Diggs at the 4.1. Like, the Watson at the 4.12 just feels incredibly good.
Yeah. I think I should probably take one here. And this is something I still really difficult now to mull over. I'll be honest, I'm looking at Russell Wilson, I'm looking at Kenny. I currently have Kenny one spot ahead of Russ, but I want to lean Russ still. Sean Payton is, and maybe this is me.
I have an opinion on that later, but let's see.
Having a conversation like with myself, like Russell Wilson, always been a top 10 quarterback, always producing fantasy relevant wide receivers. He's getting Sean Payton. Why not Kenny Pickett? Right? I mean, it's because we haven't seen it yet. Once again, maybe this is a conversation, and I'm still having with myself. They're back to back in my rankings.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kenny is younger. Being 24, Russ is clearly in his mid 30s. Maybe I'd rather invest in Kenny, especially with Broderick Jones here. This offensive line gets better. George Pickens. It's tough. It's a tough conversation, I would say. At least.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only thing I was going to say is that, like, if I was at the 5-1 person, I would have punted quarterback there.
The reason why
I would have waited to the 6-12, 7-1.
The reason why I didn't was because there are two other teams here that can get a quarterback.
Sure.
Three. There was three other teams, and either Russ, Kenny, it wasn't going to fall to me. And I could have gotten maybe a Carr or Gino.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I wanted to roll that way. And now maybe looking at my team construction, maybe I should have went Kenny with the younger team, right? With the younger quarterback there, and then because everyone here is still young, so.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this 6th, 7th, 8th round goes, because I will just say personally, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are going too early for my liking.
Mm-hmm. There goes Jordan Addison.
But again, if you double up on quarterbacks in those first 2 rounds, you don't really need to think about it.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of it.
And it's really easy when, you can get the stack quarterback. Like normally, like for example, the 1-8 to the 1-12, you're easy to get back-to-back quarterbacks. That's how it normally looks, right? Sometimes one team is an odd team, like getting a running back or wide receiver. But it's interesting.
Okay, so there goes Ken Walker at the 5-7. A lot of people talking up Ken Walker, and they let him fall to the 5-7 here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was 7th running back off the board.
I think 8, but I could be wrong.
8? Maybe I counted it wrong. He's currently my running back. He's currently my running back 10.
In 1 day from now, in 24 hours, we will be live on this channel doing a real rookie draft with our Delta League, and I'm excited for it. See you guys there. Eckler goes off the board at the 5-9. Oh, let's see what hand the man does here. Damn it! You guys are breaking my heart.
And yeah.
Don't get too deep in detail there. Damn it!
Nah, it was just like when I look at these wide receivers sometimes, and it's so difficult because I really wanted Jerry there over Watson. There goes John.
Y'all making it really difficult right now.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night. Yeah, I mean, I think I could go. There's honestly 3 or 4 wide receivers I could have gone here. Mm-hmm. What I wanted was Jerry Jeudy or Jameson Williams or Jordan Addison. They're all gone.
Dotson.
They're all gone. I got Jahan Dotson. That's fine. you know, I feel better about the other players that were available. But I'll probably take a little Zay Flowers here too at the
A little
6-1.
Zaza?
A little Zaza.
A little Zaza? Yeah, I like Zaza. They done sleep on him. I don't know, man. I'm really liking, at least in rookie drafts, I think he was getting disrespected for the first couple.
Yeah, I think
couple ones.
He's probably respected because you and I, like in this draft, because I take him early. I don't think it's unreasonable to take him here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's a good spot there.
But this is the big question: can Flowers and Bateman both thrive? No, I don't think so, because you have to also ask: can Flowers, Bateman, and Andrews thrive? And I don't think that will be the case. Either Bateman and Flowers will destroy each other's value, or one will rise to the top. And as much as I love Bateman, I think Flowers would have the upper hand there, given that he's, not had the injury history so far with the team. He's this regime's, latest first round pick. So let's see, but
yeah, I'm not necessarily sure if Bateman's going to be on this team next year, because this is his fourth year. Is he will. Contract year?
He will be on this team next year. Yeah.
Bateman. Is this his contract year?
No, this isn't.
He's not. Okay, hold on.
No, and he still has a 5th-year option. We'll see if they decide to
if they pick him
that up or not. But I'm pretty sure 2025 would be his 5th-year option.
Okay, never mind then. Okay. So off with timing, man. Damn, 49 is up nearly by like almost 20 right now. It's wild.
Yeah, so his 5th-year option, I just double checked, will come into place 2025. They'll have to make that decision next year.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, they'll have to make that decision next year, but he still has another year. So he still has 2 years on contract right now. And we'll see what they do with the 5th-year option.
Yeah. I mean, I saw I think it was Tony Pollard. Okay.
I like it. I like Pollard there.
1, 2, 3. 5.
Hard not to be all in on Pollard, I think. Between Pollard and Najee, I could go either way.
Oh,
I think at the moment I lean Tony, but Tony was just... I think people really don't realize how good Tony Pollard was last year. Finished RB8? And, even if Zeke comes back, he's the guy there. Zeke was there last year and he was RB8.
Yeah.
And if you look at weeks, second half of the season, if you look at weeks 9 to 18, we got Tony Pollard as like a 7 to 18. Tony Pollard is like a top 6 running back. He's gonna feast this year. Hey guys, shout out to the 109 people watching the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do us a massive favor. If you have yet to do so, smash that like button. If you want to see a rookie mock draft right after this one, our like goal is 150. So if you can help us get there to 150, we will pop off a second mock draft for you. Thanks for hanging out. Just a simple way to support the stream, to help us grow. And if you weren't here earlier, Badake's about to make his pick here.
I'll go bombing like I'm Dobbins.
So Dobbins goes off the board. We got Stevenson, Javonte Williams, Pierce, Dobbins, and now you're on the clock again. While he's making that pick, if you weren't with us earlier, guys, we are doing our first redraft mock of the year on the redraft channel. This is the first channel we ever actually had. So we're starting it back up this year. We're going to be doing redraft mocks, PPR, best ball mocks, a lot of content over there, rankings, redraft rankings, etc. So go ahead and set a reminder to join us. That's Thursday night, so not tomorrow night, but the night after that.
That's right.
47 hours from now, we will be live over there on the redraft channel.
Yeah, make sure you make sure you subscribe to that channel. I think Zach already said that, but if you guys haven't, that's our first redraft. That's our first channel where it all started and then Dynasty came about.
Yeah.
But if you're not subscribed and you've been with us on Dynasty for a while, didn't know we had a redraft channel, subscribe. It actually really helps us. Really helps us get more people into the redraft scene. I guess obviously it's not happening right now because it's the off season, but when it's on, Yeah.
David, I hear you, man. I think that there's a chance you can flip veteran wide receivers for value, but it's not always that easy. I don't think, like, just from my experience in dynasty leagues, those veteran wide receivers, there's a very select few teams who would actually want to buy them. They might not have the picks if they're competing to give you what you're looking for. And they might not need those wide receivers if they've already set up their team to be a competing team. So I definitely hear you, but I think a lot of people put themselves in a position where, dude, I have Devontae Adams. Give me a mid first round pick, and the team they're selling it to is like, I'm rebuilding. I have no interest in that player. That's why I didn't draft them. So I think there's two sides to the coin. MP says, I'm trying to flip Devontae Adams in leagues now. It's hard. I need to wait until the season starts to move him. Yeah. So it's definitely possible. 100%. Thanks for the sub, Aubrey. It's definitely possible. It's just more difficult.
Yeah, it is more difficult. And one thing I would also add on to that, it's like, there's only a limit depending on the type of team, depending on the type of league. Like, if you're in a 10-man league, I think that's a little bit easier. Right. I mean, I just think of, I forgot the guy that we were grading teams, and he was a 10-man league, and every team there was a win now team.
Yeah.
And being in a league like that, where it's 10-man, I think it's really helpful. But in a 12-man league, there's only going to be a certain amount of teams that may have a win now window that want to spend their future capital on someone like not Devontae Adams. Oh yeah, Devontae Adams, and et cetera, et cetera. It's just difficult. So.
Yeah.
Just really depends.
It's just tough putting yourself in that position, because then you're kind of strapped where people are looking at the rest of your team. If you're not trying to compete right now, they're like, well, you don't need Diggs, right? I mean, there's people. I'm a competitor in a couple leagues, and there's people who are trying to rebuild, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, I know you clearly don't need this player. I technically don't need them. They would help my depth, or they would give me a better chance, but I think I can still win with my team. So you just put yourself in a position where it's likely that you can get a deal done, but you might have to compromise on your value, and you might not be able to get those younger pieces that you wanted or value thereof. So it just depends on, like Badake said, the league, team setup, league settings, and how many people are actually trying to go out and compete for it. I mean, if you got a league full of people in a dynasty league where you've got 6-7 people trying to compete, that's easy. But if you've got like 3 or 4 trying to compete, it might be more difficult. You don't even know if those people will have the picks that you want. So, yeah, it just comes down to finding the right fits, and that's tough to do at times.
And I would say, because as someone says, I think it's a lot easier to sell them in the season.
Yeah,
because people understand where their team's at. Like, someone that maybe didn't realize that they were going to compete is competing. Is like, what? Let me just go all in. Let me get a Devontae Adams, a Cooper Kupp, a Diggs, whatever the case may be. So much easier in season to kind of make those sells.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree in season. But again, you kind of put yourself in a little corner there where you're hoping that, the right deal comes your way. Okay, this is interesting. I was wondering if Charbonnet would go there. So Charbonnet goes, 2.5 rounds after Walker. And I was, again, like at the beginning when we were talking about Kirk Cousins, we were talking about Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you were definitely right. I should have
Jared Goff. I was curious what quarterbacks would be available 7th, 8th round. We're now after the 7th round, or I'm at the 7-12. Geno Smith is there. I love Geno Smith in drafts. I'll take him here at the 7-12. I think he's drastically undervalued, and he's, in my opinion, in a super flex format, probably going to give me the most bang for my buck at this point in the draft. Then looking at the other options on the board, I'm not really obsessed with anything I'm seeing. But let's get a little Miles Sanders here. Get a little Miles Sanders action. Yeah, Pickett going at the 7-10. That's got to be tough for some people to see him falling that far.
Yeah.
Style says, I feel like the hype around Michael Mayer has died down quite a bit. Can he contribute year one with Vegas?
Honestly, brother, I truly think so. I mean, I bought him in one of my videos, rookies that I can't stop drafting, and that's Michael Mayer, just purely based off of what's going to be happening in the history of that team, right? McDaniels has had that history with tight ends in the past, right? Last year, before he left New England, they traded for Hunter Henry, or they acquired Hunter Henry, and he was a top 10 tight end. He was top 3 in touchdowns as well amongst tight ends. Now, what does that happen immediately? Maybe not, right? But I think in the future wise, and especially pairing up with Jimmy G, who loves to target the tight end that we saw with George Kittle, I think absolutely. Yeah. Devontae Adams is there for sure, but I think Jacoby Myers and Hunter Renfrow are the ones that are going to be competing for targets in between each other. Michael Mayer is easily stepping into that number 1 tight end role. Darren Waller's gone, and Foster Moreau obviously is out with that illness. I think it's lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
right. He's not.
Yeah, I think Michael Mayer is definitely stepping up and stepping into great opportunity.
So I am a little more skeptical. And I actually wrote an article about this. It'll be on the website. I might go ahead and actually release it now. But I'm much more skeptical about these tight ends producing in year one. I think they're all gonna I think we could have 3 or 4 top 12 tight ends from this class eventually, as far as finishes. But I'm just a lot more skeptical of it just happening straight away. Here's what I'll say. In the last decade, we've had 18 tight ends drafted in the second round. None of them have finished top 12. 6% of them have finished top 15 as a rookie. And 17% of them have finished top 20 in scoring as a rookie. The average fantasy finish for a tight end drafted in the second round in the last decade is tight end 44. I'm gonna go ahead and release this article now because I wasn't sure exactly when the right time to release it is, but maybe now is that time as we're talking about it. I just think we should, while I think this is one of the best tight end classes in a long time, I just think we should learn from history a little bit there. So, I'm a little bit more skeptical, but I'm still all aboard long term. I just have some concerns with these tight ends just dominating year one.
Yeah, it's a collage. I'm just making my pick here.
The only tight end, if I was to bet on a tight end being top 12 this year, it would be Kincaid. If I was to bet on one of them, that's what I'll say.
Okay, I might go check out here. Oh, what a night. Is it call me crazy? I'm taking Mayo over Schultz. Oh, what a day, huh? It's only 10, not even 10:30 over here in the morning. All right, once I'm done, depending on if we do a second one, I might make me some eggs, some bacon, nice little toast. I got some orange juice. Ooh, be careful.
And be careful.
Oh, what a night.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm just uploading this article.
No, you're chilling. food. I'm coming to Badake for that food. Yeah.
Okay, that article has been submitted. It'll probably be
Give it a couple minutes.
live in 10, 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
then we'll have a look at it.
Then you can refresh it. So.
Yeah,
definitely. The tight end conversation is definitely interesting. I think it's probably one of the best tight end class we've seen in a while. I think
I agree.
obviously with the history, it's a little bit different, but yeah, I would agree. If there was one I will bet on, is definitely Kincaid. But I think there's an argument at least for Mayer and or Laporta, especially with the type of offense that they're going into. But I would say Laporta is yeah, I was gonna say Laporta might be an interesting one just because of all the mouths to feed. But I think there's still at the same time there's still a lot of opportunity for workload. We just gotta see how that works out for some of these guys.
Yeah.
Those videos are uploaded, by the way. There's only two. There's only two videos.
Yeah. Who's a wide receiver to own in KC? I mean, I would say it's probably Tony based off what we're hearing, but it's a difficult one to really to wrap your head around. I mean, we're at the 9-12 and Mac Jones is there. Aaron Rodgers is there. I mean, do I not take one of these quarterbacks? I don't know. I feel like they're the best value on the board. Would I rather have Mac Jones, Aaron Rodgers, or Rashawn Johnson?
Depending, really I mean, you got three quarterbacks. That's the question.
Right,
are you ever going to start
I'm
Mac Jones?
Drafting the best value, and then I can look at trades later.
Yeah, sure. That works too.
This team won't be the team if this was a real draft, this wouldn't be the team I would start the year with. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is the best value on the board. I think he gives me the most value in a trade. And honestly, Mac Jones is probably the most valuable player on the board here again, but a little bit difficult to draft him there, though. Let's go a little Rashawn Johnson here at the 10-1.
Big old Roscoe.
T-Gray says I would have flamed someone who took a quarterback 4 there. I've been saying this all offseason, T-Gray. I've been saying this all offseason. If the quarterbacks are the best value on the board, take them. Figure out a trade later.
Where I don't see T-Gray's comment, but
it was in the chat, sleeper chat.
Oh, it was in the sleeper chat. Okay, never mind. I thought he put in another one. I was like, I see him saying Justin Ross, a classic. Yeah.
If I wanted to capitalize on the hype on Kincaid, who's a running back or wide receiver, you would trade him straight up for? Ooh, that's a tough one.
That is a tough question. I think it depends on capitalize on the hype, right? Yeah, sure.
That's a really tough one. I mean, right now he's valued at tight end 6, which I get, but yeah, you could potentially. I mean, look, if you can get a Jahan Dotson, a Brandon Ayuk, a Pickens, a Judy, a Quentin, a Zay Flowers, a Treylon, Jameson for me. I mean, those are all names that I would look at exploring. In a tight end premium league, though, I mean, you could probably aim higher than. Look, I'm not saying that they're not as valuable, Treylon and Jameson, but within the community, they don't see them the same way I do. So, I mean, you could probably aim for like a Judy, a Christian Watson in a tight end premium format.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. It was Christian Watson.
A Jordan Addison maybe, or depending on if you're competing or not. You could look at like the Diggs of the world.
Yeah, I would go Watson there. feel like Judy is a good one, but I mean, I guess it really depends. What's the premium? I think that's also pretty big. If the premium is 1 point, then I think I want to keep Kincaid as a over maybe any of the running back or potential wide receivers, unless that wide receiver is. I think in a 1 point premium with Kincaid, at least the way I'm projecting, I would rather have him over someone like Christian Watson right now, long term. I love Jordan Love, but I think I love the security in the way I'm seeing it. Yeah, 1.5. I would rather keep Kincaid unless I get up into like these guys, these higher guys, which I doubt you can personally. Especially Kincaid is getting paired up with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like Christian Watson feels good, but at the same time, once again, as much as I believe in Jordan Love, that's I'd rather stay with Kincaid. I mean,
I'm pretty heavy on the Watson side there, but I can respect it.
Yeah. I think I have Kincaid and Watson on the same roster. Yeah, that's good. AJ Dillon off the board. James Conner. It's definitely Brandon Cooks for me, Chris. I'm about to be on the clock here. Let's see where I can go.
Oh, what a night. What are you thinking here? Let us know.
Just looking at some people. I honestly don't know. I mean, you kind of just Keenan Allen's here, Mike Evans here. I think maybe I'll just go Keenan. I'm just looking at who else I could potentially get here. Good with quarterback, wide receivers, running back.
Oh, what a night. Okay, that article is now up on Flock Fantasy.
Gosh. All right, I'll take Keenan Allen here.
Okay.
And I think I'll just go Sam Laporta. Need a tight end. Take him here.
Oh, what a night. Josh Downs at the 10-11.
Brother Downs.
A lot of people are all in on Downs.
I like him as a talent. I think he would definitely be a year 2 guy that, we're going to be having different conversations about, especially once we have a full season of Anthony Richardson under our belt. 100%. I think.
Yeah.
I'm in on him in that perspective. I think where he is going, I do feel comfortable where he's going. At least in our drafts, he's going middle of the second. In the rookie drafts
yesterday.
Yeah,
a real draft.
He went early second, and then in the ones before he went towards like mid to late. So I think it just really depends. And you're really leaning on that coaching staff and Anthony Richardson taking the next step there. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, my neck.
My neck. My back.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. So Hal at the 11-2, which I think is a very good pick. Bigsby at the 11-3. Mims at the 11-4. Then Alvin Kamara falls to the 11-5. And It's all about finding values at this point in the draft. All about finding values at this point in the draft, my man.
Yeah. NFL game opener,
What's that?
like the NFL opening game.
Oh, okay.
What
Did they announce it?
No, he said predictions. Predictions for the NFL.
Well, it's got to be
opening
the
game.
Chiefs, right? Don't they typically do the champions versus someone?
Yeah, so probably be Chiefs versus somebody, but I don't know who that would be.
I'm gonna say Chiefs.
Is it a divisional game, you think?
What division
Nah, it
did the
wasn't.
Chiefs play this year? What division did the Chiefs play? Does anyone know?
I can look it up. Let me look it up. Chiefs opponents 2023. So it looks like they are playing the AFC North.
So Chiefs Bengals maybe.
Yeah, they're playing the AFC North, and they're playing the
TD says NFC East.
Um,
If it's the NFC East, it'll be the Cowboys.
they're
and the
not. They're
Chiefs.
not playing the NFC East. The Chiefs. They play the Eagles, who are in the NFC East.
Well, they wouldn't do a rematch, I don't think, week 1.
Well, apparently the rematch of that is predicted to be in week 2. But yeah, they play the AFC North, and
Are you sure they don't play the NFC East?
I'm looking at it right
TD
now.
is saying the NFC East.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at
Okay.
on the Chiefs website, home. Bills, Miami. Like in the league, Bills, Miami, Patriots, Jets, right? That's AFC North. And then you have the NFC. What's the one the Packers in?
NFC North.
NFC North. So you play the Packers, Vikings, Lions, and the Bears. And then you play Philly again. And then you have the odd players. Then you play Philly, and then you play the Jags. And that's it. And then obviously you play and you play the Bengals.
Okay.
Those are the 3 random
Chiefs
teams.
versus Jets would be cool, but I don't think they're in that group of people we're playing.
I mean the schedule came out, not the schedule, but the strength of schedule came out, and the Giants have the 3rd toughest schedule according to obviously last year's according to last
What
year's
about
finishing.
the Eagles?
Let me see if I can.
Typically, they try and make it harder for those teams.
I like the tweet, so I'm just trying to find out.
Okay, so the Eagles have the hardest. The Eagles have the hardest schedule.
Yeah.
Falcons have the easiest.
It's Eagles, Miami, Giants, Patriots, Cowboys are the top 5 teams that have the hardest schedules. And the top 5 easiest schedules: Atlanta, the Saints, the Texans, the Colts, the Titans.
Yeah.
And then obviously everyone else is mid. So
I wonder why the NFC East isn't that what happened to them last year? They had the most difficult schedule.
we did have it. We did. I don't know if we had the most difficult schedule, but we had difficult opponents, but we beat.
Well, that would be really
guess
interesting
technically.
because the Eagles had the easiest schedule last year. Now it looks like they have the most difficult.
So that's definitely going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming the NFC East. Let's see, New York Giants opponents. Because normally we play the same opponents in the NFC. So if you look at the schedule, we play the AFC North, obviously Bills, Miami, Jets, Patriots. Then we also play the NFC West, if I'm not mistaken, which is, if that is the right one, which is the Rams, the Seahawks, the 49ers, Cardinals.
Right.
Then we play obviously our own league, and then the random teams that we do play are the Packers, the Jets, the Saints, and the Raiders are the 4 random from other divisions. So I don't understand how that's a hard schedule. I mean, it is, I guess, because we play the Rams, play the Seahawks, a pretty good team. 49ers, a pretty good team. Bills,
Sure.
Dolphins. I guess, yeah, fuck, it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, but that's wild.
Wild thoughts, man. Wild thoughts. It's the wild, wild west out here. But anyway, I did just drop that article on the site. So if anyone is interested in looking at it, if you've signed up already with our code or with anyone else's code, you can access it. But if you haven't signed up yet, use our code LAND, LAND, if you want to look at the last decade of rookie tight ends and what they've produced, how they've looked for fantasy. Not only do you get everyone's articles, we now have some community articles on there. One just dropped about best ball. We have community rankings now, which you can see and you can be a part of if you like. You can put the expert rankings consensus versus the community. You see expert, you see community. You can add individual people if you want to look at just their rankings. It's awesome the way that the site is growing, as well as bonus content, videos, draft guides, all that kind of stuff. So use our code LAND if you're signing up. That'll get you 30% off, and then DM us if you do end up signing up, and we'll get you all the perks that you need, all the perks that you're due. Okay, so Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks, 2 very good vet wide receivers there. Then Darren Waller off the board, Jacoby Myers, Chase Brown, Tyler Algier, Zachary Evans, who I was hoping might fall to the 13-12. Zachary Evans goes off the board. And he gone. OBJ off the board at the 13-8. Oh, what a night. Cortland Sutton, man. I have no idea what to do with Cortland Sutton. Legit, no idea what to do with him.
Yeah.
Kayshon Boutte at the 13-9.
Booty.
I mean, geez, that's a lot of belief in Boutte.
You gotta be careful.
Sixth round pick. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can get behind it. There goes Alec Pierce off the board. I'm lining up my next picks here. Sky Moore, great pick. Great pick. I was hoping to grab me a little Sky Moore. So that's going to make things a little more difficult on me. But I had a backup plan, which included Damian Harris and Rashad Penny. So we are goods to go on this squad. We are good to go. Thoughts on Alec Pierce? I mean, I would just say in general, I am relatively out on I'm relatively out on pass catchers in Indianapolis. I just think the identity of this offense is going to be purely built around the run, and I'm not sure that you're going to get this efficient passing game year one. I can't think of an example where there was an efficient passing game year one. I'm hoping that Ellen isn't dead.
She's sick, so.
Oh, dang. Hope she gets better. But yeah, I just have a lot of questions. I think this team will be bottom 5 in passing volume this year. So yeah, I'm kind of out on most Colt wide receivers at this point.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to argue for the Colts with Anthony Richardson, so I think year 2 is going to be the year. At least we believe. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
You gotta hope and believe for it, baby.
Gotta hope and believe. By the way, guys, if you haven't heard us say it yet, we're really, really excited about our first redraft mock draft of the year.
That's right.
That will be Thursday night, so not tomorrow night, but the night after. I just put the link to the live stream in the chat. If you're not subscribed over there on the redraft channel, make sure you drop a subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss it. But we will be live in 2 days time now. Thursday night we'll be live at 7:30 I think p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us there. We're going to do a redraft mock draft. We'll be doing best ball content, rankings, sleepers, my guys all throughout the season. So definitely subscribe over there. Styles, I don't know if we talked about Guardians. I've seen it. I don't know if Badake has.
Seen what? I'm sorry.
Guardians?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm hoping to see it hopefully this weekend. I might come. I don't know if you're gonna go to Sydney because see with Wesley, but obviously you're in Sydney, but I might go to Sydney this weekend to see Wesley and then watch Guardians with Luke and Wes.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be there. No, I'm gonna be there.
Are you gonna watch it again?
Yeah, we made those plans already.
Okay, yeah.
So that's when is that? I can't remember. I think it's on the 12th or something.
Yeah, it's like on Thursday, so I don't know. I need to figure it out because we go live on Friday, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out if it's actually gonna happen, but yeah.
Alrighty.
We'll see.
I think that's it, guys. We're only a couple likes away from 100, so if you have yet to drop a like, do us a massive favor and hit that like button. Outside of that, I think that's it for today. We got our rankings video up on the page if you want to go watch that. Want to keep watching some content. Outside of that, again, use our code LAND when signing up to Flock Fantasy for 30% off. I just dropped an article about rookie tight ends. You can, also with your Mother Flocker tier over there, by the way, if you guys want personalized advice, you can get it through your Mother Flocker tier. You get rankings, articles, bonus content.
That's right.
Team review, so much more. And then the last thing that we wanted to say is subscribe to the redraft channel because we are going to be popping off content here soon, including a live stream on Thursday night. So that is it, guys. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk to you guys very, very soon.
Love.